What is poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dopeaxxpana, and today I'm going to be doing some heart part lemonade braids. Today I'm going to be doing two hearts on my client. One is going to be at the back of my client's neck, and the other one is going to be on the side of my client's hair. This is a super cute and trending style that was done by me on the hair, and I'm super excited to finally be able to recreate it. And I told you guys on my last lemonade braid video that had a heart part that if you guys were interested in seeing a heart part tutorial and knowing how I achieved the heart, then let me know in the comment section, and you guys did. So today I'm going to be walking you guys through step by step how I'm going to be creating this heart. You guys can see me creating the one on the back of my client's head, and I'm going to show you guys how to do the same exact thing on the side. So if you guys are interested in knowing how to do this, then just keep on watching. What you mean you don't know Pana? She's dope. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? Alright guys, so we are going to start by placing the outline of the heart. You want to do this right at the middle of your client's eyebrow or where their hair naturally starts to poke out. And we are going to be parting out C-type shapes. This first one, you're only going to do the round C. The second one, you're going to do a round C shape, and you're going to point that all the way around and down till you reach the front of your client's ear. This is what is going to create the point of the heart. As you start to part this out, guys, you should be able to see the shape of the heart form. And if you need to see it better, then you can kind of take the hair that you have and twist it. That will help you see the shape better in case any parts of it are off. So why I choose to line the heart up with the middle of my client's eyebrow is because I've noticed that the bigger I do this heart, the more defined it's going to look and the more it's going to pop and stand out. If you do a really small heart, sometimes it is a little bit harder to really see and get the curve that you want in that heart. So next I'm just going to go through and take my product and really define that part out. So I'm just going to go over those lines and make sure that they're nice and neat. For the client's hairline, you really don't have to do anything for that. It's going to naturally create a point, and I'm going to show you guys how we are going to do that. So you only really need to part the point out on one side of the heart, and that is the side that I'm defining now. And like I said, you want to make sure you drag that to the front of your client's ear, and that's how you're going to create your point. So you guys can see here, as I twist the hair, I can start to see my heart being more defined, and this is when I can make any changes that I need to make to it. If I wanted to make it smaller or bigger or skinnier, it would be really easy to see by really twisting it and seeing that definition. The next thing you're going to do is part the heart down the middle. So you're going to go to where the point of the top of the heart is and where the point of the bottom of the heart is. The point of the bottom of the heart is going to be where you finished that part for the second C shape, and this is going to create your two sides to your heart. If you have parted out your initial shape right, then this should be really, really easy to find, because all you should have to do is just part straight down the middle, and you should be able to create your two sides of your heart just like that. But you can always go through like I'm doing now and really define that point and just make your heart look a lot better. So I'm going to pin one side back. We're going to work on the opposite side, and to create the heart shape, we are going to take our comb and you're going to part diagonally down. This diagonal part is going to start where you want your heart to curve, and that should be at the outermost point of that side. So this is going to be the outermost point of this side, and I'm going to part diagonally down. You don't want to part too far down in, like you don't want to make this diagonal part too far down. This is where you kind of have to just like visualize your heart, and it's totally okay to start your heart and take it down and redo it. Don't forget, like, I mean, braiders, we are perfectionists. We want our stuff to be perfect and look nice and neat, so it's okay to redo a braid if you have to. So I'm just going ahead and redefining this top section here. I'm actually going to be braiding upward and then curving it down, and that's going to create our side to our heart. So first I'm just starting off by applying some product, and then I'm going to show you which direction I'm going to braid this in, and I'm going to be curving it around and down. So this first section, I'm going to start from the inside corner, and I'm going to start to braid it upward. And I am stitching just because, guys, I always stitch. I just feel like it makes my braids look neater. But once I get to the end of this first section where I started this diagonal part off, I'm going to take my braid and I'm going to curve it around, and I'm going to start to braid around and connect it to the bottom section of this hair. That is going to create the curve and is going to start to create the part. You do want to add hair into this. I try not to add too much hair, because if you add too much hair in that first section, when you go ahead and get time to do this curve, it's going to be really bulky, and we don't want that. We want this curve to be really natural. So I add a majority of my hair down in this second section here. That's going to prevent my curve from just being too bulky and too big, and yeah, it's going to help my heart to be a little more defined. If you're curious how to curve your braid, guys, you just literally switch the direction of your hands and start to braid down in the opposite direction, and your braid should naturally curl. This may take a little bit of practice a couple times, but I promise you guys, if you just switch those hands over, then it should happen. So you guys can see this first side of my braid has started to form, so we're going to go ahead and get on over to the next side. So on this one, I'm going to be doing the same exact thing. The only thing you want to make sure for your second side is that this diagonal part is matching up and pointing to where that other diagonal part was. So you just want to take your comb, make sure it's matching up. That's going to help your heart to look symmetrical. And then you're going to literally do the same exact thing. You're going to braid starting from the inside, braiding up, and you're going to curve your braid around and down. So as I break this around, I'm just going to talk about the finishing touches that you can do to this heart. So I chose to make this heart cross over at the bottom. So you guys will see once I'm done with the style, these two braids are going to be overlapping each other at the bottom. There's also an option where you can combine the ends of two of these braids so that you only have one braid. I've also done that before. If that's something that you guys want to see a tutorial on, then you guys can let me know in the comment section down below. But I am going to be showing you guys how I sew these braids together so that they stay overlapping. I just feel like it looks a lot better and it closes up the heart, which is going to make it once again more defined. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. And as long as you're using a dark colored thread on dark hair or a light colored thread on light hair, then that thread is not going to be visible, but it's just going to give your braid a little bit more security. And I just love the little crossover look. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that on this front braid as well. So I am going to take my needle and thread and I'm going to cross the braid over. It really honestly doesn't matter if you do the front braid over or the back braid over. I just like it to lay naturally. And I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to sew it through the top and the bottom braid, and I'm just going to go around it a couple times. I know a lot of people are like, well, can't you see the thread on top? But it's really not going to be visible unless somebody is like super close up on your client. So you really don't have to worry about that. Like I said, if they have darker hair and you're using darker thread, it's really not going to be visible. As you guys can see right now, you can't even see it. So I go through about 3 to 4 times and then I'm going to knot it, and that will keep your braids crossing over. I really love the crossover look just because, I don't know, it's cute. I like it. But like I said, you can also just braid these two braids together into one, and you can also get a bomb look. So literally once that's secure, you're just going to cut off the excess string and tie a couple knots and then cut off the remainder of that string, and you're pretty much ready to go. So I didn't do a full video on the lemonade braids for this video, but I actually did record it. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, I will link it at the top of the comment section for you guys. But here is our finished look with our hearts sewn together, and I absolutely love the way this turned out. If it was helpful, drop purple hearts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. What you mean you don't know Pana? She's dope. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? What you mean?